Hey world, this is Rashad coming at you as always, encouraging you to pursue your passion and live your dream. Listen, I want to talk to you today about setbacks. I have a question for you. Have you ever been let go from a job, or maybe had a car accident, or an unexpected illness, or something that's come to just totally disrupt the path of the life that you thought you were about to live out? See, that's an important question right now because that's what a lot of students are facing. This pandemic has come and it's totally disrupted the way we do almost everything. I've heard from administrators and professors and teachers talking about how some of them have struggled with trying to do things now in a virtual world and still be effective and still, get things done in an acceptable manner. Now, if us as adults are struggling, imagine what these kids are going through. Imagine what these students are having to deal with. Now, I can definitely relate to this. Let me tell you why. My freshman year in college, I remember waking up with an extreme pain in my side. Ended up having to go to the hospital. Was in there for 3 days. They were running all type of tests. Couldn't find out what was going on with me. All of a sudden, I'm waking out of my sleep at 2 in the morning, and the doctor is telling me, Mr. Johnson, we have to rush you to surgery. All of a sudden, they're running with my hospital bed, literally running down the hallway with my hospital bed, taking me to surgery. The last thing I remember was the bright lights of the surgery room. Then I went out, of course. I woke up, I'm confused, I'm in pain, I don't know what's going on. I had appendicitis. Ended up they having to take my appendix out, and that caused some other complications. I was in the hospital for almost 2 weeks, ended up losing almost 20 pounds, and that was devastating to me. Number one, because I'm already slim. I'm, never been a big person. But let me tell you why it was so devastating with me losing that weight, because I'm an athlete. I played football all my life, love football. I talked to the football coach, and I was going to try to walk on that spring on the football team. But he had set some things in order for me. He said, this is what I want you to do. I want you to do this. I want you to stay in the weight room. I want you to gain this amount of weight and muscle and then come back in the spring. Well, I'm supposed to be gaining weight. Now all of a sudden I've lost weight. So, and now I have to recover from the sickness just to get back to where I was physically. Totally disrupted my plans. Fast forward to my senior year, last semester of my senior year, get a call from my mom. She's like, listen, your sister's not answering the phone. You call her. She always tends to answer the phone when you call her, So call my sister. She's not answering. I end up driving to the city to where my mom was. And sister never came home. So we were awakened early that morning by 2 police officers that basically tell us that my sister had been killed the night before. Totally threw me off focus. It was devastating. It was painful. It was disappointing. It was confusing to me. It was another setback, and I'm like, I don't understand what's going on right now in my life. It was traumatizing. I had to push through it, though. I had to overcome it. I didn't know how. Thankfully, I had people in my corner, and I had family and a mentor that helped me get through that. I remember one of my high school coaches telling me one day, I was in a weight room and I was pushing something. It was hard, it was heavy, and I was struggling. He was like, listen, come on, Rashad, tell yourself this is lightweight. You can do this. Stop looking at it as a task that's going to defeat you. So what, you've never lifted this amount before, but you can do this. He really taught me how to change my mental approach to what I was doing. From that point on, I would tell myself when I faced things that were devastating, look, Rashad, this is lightweight. You got this. You can do this. No matter how heavy it was, I would tell myself, Rashad, this is lightweight. You can do this. You can overcome this. See, right now, these situations that the pandemic has put on these students is devastating. I've gone through some devastating things myself in college, and I've learned so much. I learned so much then, and I've learned so much over and over by using some of these same principles that I had to use to get over it, some of the same principles that I had to use to get through it, some of the same principles that I had to use to clear this pain and get through this pain in every area of my life. I've created a method. I've created a program specifically for students to help them get through, especially times like this, where things don't happen as planned. None of us could have planned a pandemic. None of us could have expected a pandemic. In my life, though, I realized that everything happens for a reason. I'm grateful I went through what I went through because it taught me some of the lessons that made me the man I am today. I'm grateful for the pain. I'm grateful for the setbacks. I'm grateful for the things that knocked me off of my feet because it taught me how to stand up and get back on my feet. Now, these things could have crippled me. It could have been a forever weakness. It could have been a forever soft spot in my life. It could have been a forever point of contention that I never, ever was able to conquer. The problem is when you don't deal with weaknesses, you don't learn how to overcome weaknesses, they show up in every area of your life. It's like someone that's rude to people. They're not just rude to family and friends. They're rude to coworkers. They're rude to the gas station clerk. They're rude to waiters when they order food. If you don't deal with something, it will spill into every area of your life. So it's so important to learn how to face adversity, learn how to face trials, to learn how to face things that throw you totally off focus and totally off your path, but overcome them and get back. I've developed this program. I've developed a way of teaching people how I dealt with adversity, how I dealt with pain, how I dealt with things that sidetracked me. But I dealt with these things. I was able to overcome it, and I was able to help get back on track. I look forward to sharing my story, my methods, and my program, and so much more with you. It's a little bit of my story, a little bit of who I am, a little bit of even some of the things in my past has helped me get through this pandemic here. But always remember, whatever it is, no matter how hard it is, no matter how heavy it is, no matter how disappointing it is, tell yourself this is lightweight. You can get through this. I know it may be heavy. I know it may feel like it's unsurmountable, but tell yourself this is lightweight. It's all about how you think. It's all about how you approach a problem. You're going to get through this though. I love you.